So here is the Galaxy Nexus phone for Verizon. I got this last week, and I wanted to review this for everybody. And I did a small review live on the air on Friday, but I wanted to do a more detailed review of this device. Some of the specs, it's a 4.65-inch screen. The screen is quite large. I'm going from an original Droid, and it's just humongous. I have an iPhone here just to compare it to. I have an iPod Touch. So you could actually see, it's not a fair comparison, but you can see how much larger the screen is in these two devices. A lot of people are used to this size display, but it's humongous compared to it. But the good news is it's not that difficult to use, and you kind of get used to it fairly quickly. It's a great display. It's a 1280 by 720 Super AMOLED screen. It's a beautiful screen. A lot of people are complaining that they see some pixelation. I have not seen that yet. It's 5.3 by 2.7 by 0.4 inches. So it's a fairly thin phone, but it's big. If you see, let me see if you get an angle here. You can actually see that it curves. The bottom is a little thicker than the top. Some of the other specs. It's running Android 4.0, the latest version of Android. It actually has an update. It's 4.0.2. Immediately, there were two updates for the phone as it was released. It has a dual-core 1.2 gigahertz TI OMAP 4460 processor. It's a newer version. It's pretty much the same thing in the Bionic and the Razr, just a newer version of the chip. They're both running 1.2 gigahertz dual cores. 32 gigs internal. Unfortunately, no micro SD slot on this phone. A little surprised, but what can you do? The 32 gig should be more than enough. 802.11 ABGNN, so connects to all your Wi-Fi devices. Bluetooth 3.1, has a 5-megapixel camera, rear-facing camera, as you can see there, and a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera. The Motorola Droid Razr and the Droid Bionic both have a 8-megapixel camera, but I have to tell you, the camera is far better on this device, and the reason for that is the instant shot feature. Immediately as you hit it, it takes a picture. There is no delay. I know that's something that's plagued Android phones for a while, which I'm going to show a little bit. Does 1080p video recording, phenomenal. It has NFC on it, so features like Google Wallets should be enabled soon. Right now it's not. I know there is a hack for it, and if you go to the XDA forums, you can find it there to put Google Wallets on this. The talk time, the battery life is something that's awful. In one of my other videos I've done, I show how to get better battery life. Unfortunately, the battery's not great. Here, I'm gonna start showing you the back cover. So, peels right off. It's very easy to take off the back cover. This is where the SIM card goes for the LTE. Batteries here, cameras in the middle. When you pop it back in, it's a little tricky. You pop the bottom, and you just snap everything. It's a textured backing. Oops, let me do that again. There you go. It's a textured backing, so you're not going to see scratches, unlike the iPhone, which is glass in the back. And there you go. Really light phone. Let's look at the software a little bit. Android 4.0. Major improvements over the previous version of Android. A lot of changes. Much better. It's streamlined. Something that needed to be done in Android. So pretty much every feature looks like it's running Android rather than something else. Much better as a complete OS. Here are your settings. You can do your Wi-Fi. One really cool feature is data usage. In this, it tells you how much data you've used on your mobile device. Right now, I am at 1.32 megabytes of usage from the 14th to now. Not much. But you can see speed tests took a lot. When you guys do these speed tests, you don't notice how much data it takes. It did 62 megs when I was testing it out. It tells you breakdown marketplace, Google services, books, current, Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, and whatever else you have installed here. You could also set a cap and tell it to let you know when you've maxed out. You could also see your Wi-Fi usage. So I haven't really used much of this in the last couple days. But it's a great feature. It also shows you your data roaming features, data roaming usage. and you could also show what you've done in the coming days. So right now I have it set at 2 gigs. I can have it set at 3.2 gigs, for example, and it'll tell me when I reach that. Really useful feature. Data, Bluetooth, everything is there, much like the other ones. I showed an Easter egg in the previous version. If you click on the version number over and over again, let's do that a little faster. A little Android guy pops up. Hold your finger on him. And it's a bunch of androids flying in space. Not really useful, but interesting. Leave it to Google to put that in. I'm going to show you guys the camera because the camera is really great on this. Much faster. So here is the camera. I'm gonna just show you how fast it is to take a picture. I don't know if you guys will hear it, but I'll tell you when I take it. Done. So it's that instant. So let's try it again. And that took the picture. You could also focus on certain spots. So it could be anywhere you want. As my camera focuses, you can set the focus up on that, and it takes the picture. It does panorama view. Really cool that you could do a panoramic view on this. It actually records it, and you move the camera. You could also record 1080p. I have not tested the video yet on the 1080p, but I will show a demo of the video quality on 1080p. As far as, let me show you messaging. Context list, I'm going to show you messaging and context, actually. Context is dramatically improved. Little Windows Phone-ish, if you ask me. I can't believe I'm saying that on an Android phone, but let me give you an example of how this is working. Let's find someone that does not care to have their data shown. How about me? Here's the context menu. It gives you the phone number, which I don't want out, which somebody has to blur now, my email, and then it gives you your latest Plus updates and Twitter updates next to it. So it kind of streamlines everything in there. Another thing is the favorites page. I really like favorites. You could set certain people to have their image up there. It makes it very easy to call. Let's go to applications. This is the app settings. Now widgets, it's also up here. Click on apps or widgets. That's how you add a widget. You could just click on it and drag it to your desktop. But pretty much a really, really improved operating system. It's come a long way, and it's actually making the iPhone look dated as far as iOS goes. This is a very modern-looking operating system, and it's a great thing that they're doing. So far, so good. It's still early to tell how this is going to go, but as of today, I've had the phone for about 5 days, and I absolutely love it. It's a great phone. Major improvements in the operating system. For more reviews and tips on the Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich release and the Galaxy Nexus, go to our website, guysphonequeens.com. We're going to make sure to put them up there, and we're going to be doing more of these videos in the coming weeks, so check them out. Until then, see you next time.